First off, I'm going to crop this photo down to 4:3 and then flip it vertically so we have a portrait-oriented frame here. Then I'll grab one of my presets to use as a base, and I think I'll go with S3 for this one. Now our subject and foreground here were intentionally shot underexposed so we could retain this detail in the sky. So we're going to want to edit these two parts of the image separately. I'm going to start by editing this bottom half of the frame first. So to do that, I'm actually going to create a sky mask and then duplicate and invert that mask so we can select the bottom half of the frame here. I'm actually going to subtract our subject from it because we will edit her separate later. Then I'm going to increase our exposure, push our temperature more towards the cool side, and our tint more towards the greens, and then just increase our saturation. Then I'll move on to our sky mask and increase our sky's dehaze, push our temperature more towards the cool side, our tint more towards the magentas, bump our saturation a hair, and increase our highlights a bit. Moving on to her, I'm going to create a subject mask to increase her exposure, saturation, and push her temperature more towards the cool side and her tint more towards the magentas. That'll do it for our masks, so I'm going to move on to our global edits here. And I'll start in our color section and push our overall tint towards the greens, increase our vibrance, and reduce our saturation a bit. Now I want to adjust some colors individually, so I'll head into our color mixer and I'm going to start with our blues. They are looking a little too teal and a little too saturated, so I'm going to start by pushing their hue more towards the magenta side and then reducing their saturation. Then I'll grab our purples, push them more towards the blue side and reduce their saturation. Then I'll grab our reds and push their hue more towards the pink side and increase their luminance a hair. And lastly, I think I'm just going to add a couple more masks just to finish this off, starting with a radial mask coming from the left-hand side of the photo. And with that radial mask selected, just increase its exposure, saturation, and decrease its dehaze a hair. This will help accentuate our sunlight coming into the photo. And then I'll create a linear gradient coming from the opposite direction, subtract our subject from it because I don't want it to affect her. And then with that new linear gradient made, just decrease our exposure a hair to add a little bit more contrast to the photo and help her pop off the background. And I think that'll do it for this one. So here's our before and our after.